A palindrome is a word or phrase that reads the same way backwards as it does forwards. Using the slice notation, we can print the inverse of a word. If we look at the word hello, for example, what this slice notation does is it starts from the end of the word and prints out the letters from there, making its way all the way down to the first letter. We can see hello is not a palindrome. If we tried kayak, we can see that the word reads the same forwards as it does backwards. So let's create a function that finds all the palindromes within a string. We're going to create a function called palindrome and pass a parameter that we'll create later called sentence. We will then create an empty list to hold all the palindromes we'll find within this parameter. Now we need to iterate through each word in that sentence, and to do so, I'm going to make use of the split method, which will split the string into a list, meaning every word will be its own entity. I'm also converting each word into lowercase as we are case sensitive here. Let's now create a condition to check whether the words that are being iterated through match the inverse of that same word, i.e. if it's a palindrome. If the if statement is true, then we'll add the word to the output list we've created above. This for loop will continue until each word in the sentence has been checked. I'll then return the list so we can see what it contains at the end. The sentence that we'll be using to check for the palindromes is this: Anna drove her Civic down the motorway during noon, which contains 3 palindromes. So when we run this function, we're expecting to see 3 palindromes being returned. We will now call this function, passing this sentence as the parameter. As you can see, 3 palindromes have been returned. If I was to edit the word noon, so it's not a palindrome, and run the program again, we'll see that it does not get included into our output list. If I was to add another word that is a palindrome to the string and run again, we'll see that it is been added to the list. So let's just run through the program one more time. We've created a function called palindrome, which takes a parameter called sentence. We've created an empty list to add the palindromes we find when this function is run. Using the split method on the parameter, we're able to iterate through each word in the string and check that the word matches what it looks like if it was to be spelt backwards, i.e. if it's a palindrome. If the condition is met, then the word is added to the list, which is then returned after each word has been checked.